There are a lot of people out there who need to hear this. Cables are not giving you constant tension. I had no idea how misunderstood this was until I posted this video the other day all about shoulder training, which sparked a lot of comments saying, just use cables instead. Now, if you think a cable is giving you constant tension, you're probably missing out on a lot with your training. Don't worry though, in this video I'm going to fix that for you by helping you understand cables and all exercises a little bit better and how to make the best decisions for selecting exercises. So this idea that cables give you constant tension in an exercise is an example of one of those bro science sound bites that gets tossed around a lot with nobody ever really questioning it. If you haven't seen the initial video I'm talking about, what I was showing is that when you perform a side raise with a free weight, the free weight gives you the most tension at a specific point. If you're standing upright, it's out here to your side. You all know this. It's why holding a weight out here is so much harder than holding it in here. In that video, I showed that you can place more tension on your shoulders by adjusting your body position. It's basic physics. You don't even have to understand the specifics of physics to understand it. You can just feel it intuitively. But let's talk about why it's the case exactly. It's all to do with what happens if I dropped this weight. If I drop this weight, it's going to fall straight down because that's how gravity works. It's not going to fall on a curve or float horizontally or fall diagonally. It'll fall in a straight line straight down to the ground. So picture that straight line and picture how far that is horizontally from my shoulder joint. Okay? This shows you the distance of that weight from my arm. Now, what if I drop the weight from here instead? Again, the weight's going to drop straight down, and again, you can imagine that straight line of it falling down to the ground. But what's changed? The distance of that straight line to my shoulder joint. It's a lot shorter horizontally. It's that change in distance that tells you why it's so much harder to hold the weight out here than it is to hold it here or here. That distance is called the moment arm. You don't need to know much about it other than that larger moment arms increase the tension on the target muscle. Which is what explains why when you're doing a side raise, you're only really being challenged up here, while down here, you're not really doing that much, which is why I made that video that everybody commented on. Because if you switch your body to more of this lean in, side lying position, you change where it's challenging. Because the moment arm is at its greatest around here, and as I raise up, it gets a lot easier. And now I can address all the comments I was getting saying, just use cables instead because they provide constant tension. Well, they don't. Cables are simply a way for us to change the direction that gravity pulls the weight in. I mean, it's not entirely right. Gravity still pulls things straight down towards the earth, so the weight stack here on the cable station is still going to fall straight down. But the cable that's attached to the weight stack isn't going to fall straight down. It's going to fall in whatever direction the pulley is set up to. So if I let go of it here, the weight stack will fall down, the cable will fall in this diagonal direction. So what does this mean? If I'm doing a cable lateral raise, there are still going to be areas of the exercise where the exercise is harder and easier, where there's less or more tension. So if I come up to around here, there is no tension on my shoulder whatsoever. Whereas when I come down to around here, there is a lot of tension on my shoulders. It's variable, just like dumbbells. If not, it could even be more variable than dumbbells, depending how you set things up. Because what happens if I set the cable up to this height here? Now it's much harder to hold it here. But as I come up higher and higher, it's just about nothing all over again. So this weight stack has no influence on my body and arm right now. If you don't believe me, go try it out the next time you train, and I guarantee you'll notice the exact same thing. So if you're out there doing cable exercises thinking they provide constant tension and that they're a better alternative, you should reconsider that. The real only way to use just one implement that has tension across the entire range of motion would be to use an elastic band. Because the elastic resistance means that when you stretch it out even more, there is more resistance as you reach this top position. This is why I think bands are an incredibly underrated and efficient and effective training tool. If you guys want, I'll make a series on band-only training in the future and how to get the most out of this kind of tool. Just let me know in the comments section below. But to come back to the initial point, there are two big takeaways from what I've just shown you. First, you probably need to do more than one exercise per region and potentially even per motion. Take something like a squat motion. A free weight squat is really challenging in the bottom position, but as you reach the lockout, it'll be really easy. Different squat machines often work to counteract this by making it easier in the bottom and harder at the top. Now, there's a pretty good chance you're doing more than one exercise per region or motion already, so that's good. But the second takeaway here is that different implements like cables, free weights, and machines will place tension on your muscles at different points in the range. The goal with training is to place as much tension across the entire range of motion as possible and to maximize the time and effort we put into training whilst minimizing wasted effort. Doing 3 or 4 exercises for a body part is a great start, but if they all place tension on just the one position or the same range of motion, such as a dumbbell curl and a barbell curl, or a barbell bench and a dumbbell bench, then you're probably missing out on a lot with your training. It doesn't have to be complicated at all. If you understood the fact that a free weight side raise is hard up here, but easy down here, you have all the knowledge you need and can piece together the exact same concept on every single exercise that you do. Just take a moment to go over the exercises you're choosing and make sure you have at least one exercise that's challenging you in different parts of the range of motion. And if you want to learn this to a lot more detail, check out all the lectures I have on Ganbaru Method, where I break all this stuff down into bite-sized pieces. You get access to all of my educational content, all of my training programs for all experience levels, nutrition calculators, diet adjustments, and much more in one place. If you want a free trial to check it all out, head to the link in the description. Alright, that's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching this all the way through. And if you want to support this channel, do get yourself a membership to Ganbaru, or get yourself some training gear from Ganbaru as well, using the links below. And if you have any other questions, leave them below, and I'll see you all next time.